Hello everybody and welcome back to Stellaris, where we are currently working towards getting a very large amount of naval capacity. That is our current goal, and let's go through and check some jobs here. We should probably be getting some jobs working on naval capacity, right? That would probably be for the best. This is a unification station though. There's no real positions available here for, like, Stronghold. There's no building slots or anything. I suppose we could swap our gene clinic, though. Pop growth is definitely a much less big of a deal at this point. So we would put in a Stronghold here. I accidentally canceled that. And we would also upgrade our business management nexus and probably build a pair of astro mining bays for now. Although those are housing neutral, right? They are. So we should actually put in one habitation district. Okay, that'll be fine for now. Any other jobs up through here? Kind of a whole lot of nothing, although we kind of expect that as we get to this point of the game. Now, this I'm definitely going to turn into a Stronghold station. So we're going to put Stronghold, Stronghold, and a Stronghold. Perfect. So this is going to become a Fortress station. Ruler election, we abstain. Okay. Beautiful. So we have an open council position, our head of research, and who do we want to put in here? So, that's all this leader. Empire Effects' counselor, minus 10% to ship build speed and build cost? Okay, that's not bad. I guess we'll make this guy be our head of research. He's the only one with an actual counselor trait. So we'll do that for right now. Beautiful. We've also got this trade station, apparently, that I fully missed. We'll replace this with a Stronghold. And we'll build a pair of Strongholds here. And of course, we're going to make this be a Fortress station. Perfect. What else do we need, jobs-wise? Well, actually, that's it for right now. So we're currently constructing over in Wua. We're also working our way through our habitation stations. I'm just checking to see what we need for upgrades here, and we need a lot of influence. There's no doubt about that. We need to get this upgraded to an orbital ring tier 3. We need to get more modules built. This needs to be upgraded. We can actually do that right now, and I'm going to get that going. That'll take 515 days. We can get this one upgraded as well, so that's 104 influence needed just for these upgrades right here. That is kind of a lot. I'm not going to lie. That's a lot of influence. This orbital ring is only 13% done, so I think we're going to be reasonably fine on that front. Let's check in on our technology quickly here. Okay, I was mostly checking to see if we were currently working on a naval or fleet cap upgrade. We're not. We're working on strike craft. That's not very relevant. So that's absolutely fine for right now. I would eventually like to get a habitation module going here. We're at least 2 months away from that. So that's fine. We've got a lot of work to do on all that front. And then we've got all of these ruined orbital rings that we can upgrade. Each of these is 50 influence. So we've currently got a big influence deficit. There's no doubt about that one. So we'll need to continue to work through our influence. We're also, of course, working on getting our naval cap under control. So I want to check in on the status of our Citadel upgrades here. Okay, this one is a Citadel. We're working on anchorages. We're working on all of this stuff. Yeah, that's fine. Over here on the Hunter station, we should definitely... I'm going to leave that be for now. This is upgrading just to Star Fortress. Okay, those are a bit behind. We're definitely going to want to get those upgrading to Citadels as soon as possible. So one day...
Upscaling complete.
And there's a Citadel queued up there. Perfect. So then we've got 48 days and 50 days. Sure. So a little bit over a month there. Not too bad. We, of course, are doing much better on our fleets at this point. Our fleets are somewhat scary. Somewhat. I mean, you compare it to, like, this, and yeah, that's pretty scary, actually. We're pretty scary to the hegemony. The only ones that we're not scary to, like, we're even scary to the hierarchy. Their fleets are stronger, but they have a lot fewer fleets than we do. So the only ones that we're not tremendously scary to, I think, is the Ibrak Blessed Mandate. They have a lot. There's no doubt about that, and we need to work on that ourselves. So as soon as we have these upgrades done, we're going to work towards that. We also have this guy that leveled up. He's our chief executive officer. So honestly, ship starting experience actually sounds good here. Cool. 20 days on this Star Fortress, and we'll get that upgrading just as soon as we can to a Citadel. Those upgrades are kind of slow, no doubt about that. Speaking of kind of slow, this tick speed. But, I mean, it's late game Stellaris. What are you going to do? Absolutely nothing is the answer. This is just the way late game Stellaris is. So we've got 1 week left here. We did just wrap up our applied superconductivity research. Let's go for shield hit points, because we know that we're likely to get the energy dudes for our next endgame crisis, right? So that's definitely something that we want to deal with. We'll get these citadels done. Beautiful. And we're sitting on 43k alloys right now. So what that, of course, means is that we can do an alloy... Hang on. No, I don't want to... Stop that. No, I don't want to downgrade that. I want to upgrade this defensive platform. Perfect. There's also this one. Okay, let's go through these real quick and check for these upgrades. They are fake upgrades, but I just want to make them go away. Okay, we've got this habitation ring. Yeah, I would love to get these upgrading. Right now is, unfortunately, not the time for that. We've also got these stations here. Yeah, that's going to be done in 5 days. We're lacking influence. That's all there is to it, unfortunately. So we would need to go through and find out where we left off on these defense platforms, and it looks like it was here. So if we want to spend alloys right now, this is the way to go. We'll queue up a bunch of these bulky class defense platforms. And there we go. Perfect. So that will spend down our alloys. We're also sitting at 3.9k dark matter. That's fine for the moment. Now I want to hop back down over here because we know that one of these orbital rings just finished up. We are just lacking influence in upgrading this to a tier 3 orbital ring. Okay. Yeah, that's relatively expensive in influence. No doubt about that. And we can build modules here as well. We just need a lot of influence overall. I'm wondering how we're doing here. We're 55%. Okay, we can probably get away with building an upgrade to this orbital ring tier 3. But it's dicey whether we're going to be able to continue constructing with our construction ship or not. That's the real question, but let's get this done on the next month tick. We're definitely getting close on that front. So that's looking good. We're also at 4687 naval cap. That's an improvement. It's not where we want to be, but it is definitely an improvement. So we're just waiting on this month tick.
Upscaled.
Terminal egress station just finished updating? Okay. Let's get another one updating here. There we go.
Upscaled.
Cool. So that'll be fine for now. And I did want to come in here and get this guy upgrading. So we'll get that done. That's phenomenal. Then, of course, we need to get these two updating. This one has quite a bit of construction left in its queue. We could certainly make the argument of getting a habitation module in here. What do we produce here? Food, primarily? We somewhat produce industry here. So, really, we should make the argumentation that we need to have a Ministry of Production here. This last position here, I think, should be a stronghold. So we'll get that going. We know that this is a food-producing world with a secondary of producing alloys. So we would then put in climate optimization stations here, would be the idea. Fantastic. So at least that gets something constructing in its queue. That's the important part here. So checking through the rest of these, that appears to be reasonably fine. Now over here in Ethos Prime, well, really it should be in like Maradetta Prime or even Maskell Prime. Yeah, it should be in, I think, Maradetta Prime. This is going to be done with its queue first. So we should next queue up a habitation module here, I think. The only wrinkle to that would be this construction ship. That's at
Upscaling
70%. I think that's fine. This starbase just finished its upgrades, and it's as good as it can be right now. It's not going to get any better for the moment. It's actually an orbital ring, not a starbase, but that is fine. We're going to get this habitation module in here on the next month tick, and that is going to be what we need at this point. So that's looking good. We do have these underway. Upgrading this guy to Orbital Ring Tier 3 would be great. We just are lacking the influence to get it done, right? And with all of the orbital rings that we need to construct, influence is going to be a bit of a crunch for us for a good long time here, assuming we don't get into a war, which is relatively likely, to be honest. So we'll get that queued up. That's absolutely great. I want to check in on our construction of anchorages. So the Maradetta station is still working away. We're about to finish up an anchorage here. That'll boost up our naval cap by 6. It's not terrible. It'll actually be a little higher than 6, but that's fine. 4693 sounds good. So overall, these upgrades have a ways to go. Sure. That seems relatively fine. Let's check in on our terraforming projects. Those are underway. On our megastructure projects, I mean, I would love to get this building. We're missing 256 artifacts to get that going. But a mega art installation would be absolutely great. And we need influence to repair the orbital rings. So for now, that's not really an option. We might want to focus on getting defenses queued up for terminal egress. This is a very important station. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. We're going to build in a bunch of defense platforms at terminal egress, because we absolutely want to have this defended as strongly as possible. There's a lot of defense platforms getting queued up here. Hey, we hit the cap just before we ran out of alloys. Fantastic. So that is great. Let's check through our jobs here and see what we might have going on. Forge World here. Fantastic. So we absolutely put in a system capital complex here. We can also put in an industrial district, and we have some tile blockers here to clear out, which we would happily do. So that is absolutely fine. What else do we have? We have this allegedly urban world here. I would argue for putting a stronghold in here. Yes. Definitely. So that'll solve that problem for now, as well as making us a few extra naval cap. Any other jobs that we need here? No, but we're going to finish up colonization on 5 worlds quite soon here. Not that one, but 5 worlds quite soon here. And the Cash Forge 2 did finish up in Wua. Okay, what is the next location after Wua? That is Maradetta Prime. Okay, so we would head on up over here. We already have a ring around Maradetta Prime. So then Vinjim would be the next one. That would be around Vinjim 1, and we would just move over here for now. We don't have the influence to actually build this at this moment. So we're going to have to start getting in motion to move here. And hopefully, by the time we get here, we'll have the 50 influence that we need for this. Our mega shipyard is now fully online. Okay. So we're not actually working on any mega structures right now. How much are we making per month in minor artifacts? 17. I thought we were at like 7. But cool. We're happy about that. That is absolutely great. We may want to use the Omni Codex to spawn some pops. Sure. Do it. So that's absolutely great. And yeah, this would give us 300% megastructure build speed. We're not building megastructures, so that's not actually a useful thing right now. We would love to be building megastructures, but unfortunately, we absolutely can't do that at this moment. Now, where did those 3 pops spawn in at? That is a question that we need to answer. Did they spawn in somewhere without jobs for them? Because that's a possibility. But it looks like the answer is no. They have filled in their jobs nicely. So it looks like by the time we arrive at Vinjim, we are indeed going to have the influence to get this constructing. That's great. We just need to wait for the month tick at this point. Or we're going to be very close, at least. No, we'll have it. We'll have it. Phenomenal. So we'll have these ready to go shortly, and I think that we should have one of them be a Unity generating world, and perhaps the other ones be Stronghold worlds, just for the purpose of pumping out that naval cap. We do absolutely need additional naval cap here. That is for sure. So let's hop in over this way, and let's get a mega structure ready to be queued up here. It's going to be an orbital ring. We're lacking 5 influence for it right now, and now we have it. So there we go. There's the orbital ring queued up and ready to go. Phenomenal. How long until these are done? That's actually next year. Okay, so that's going to be a little bit yet. Cool. That's good to know. Well, our influence is gone again. We're not shocked about that. I do want to check in on these stations. Now, we could start preemptively queuing these up, but I want to wait until it's Citadel. The Citadel upgrade is done. I just want to do these all in one go. That'll be the way that goes. So that's fine for now. And the reason I want to do that is I don't want to get these sorted in. I want to keep them down here at the bottom, and building anchorages would spread them out in our anchorage section here. So I just want to keep them clumped at the bottom for now. And once they finish their upgrades to Citadel, we'll just get them fully ready to go all at once. So that'll be good. No problem whatsoever there. Checking in on our minor artifacts, 149 of those to go. Okay, so under a year before we can get a mega art installation going. Now, these will produce Unity for us and bring us back positive on our Unity. I still want to create a Unity world with one of these that is going to get finished up. That is absolutely something that I want to do. But let's check through jobs again. We're definitely seeing slower pop growth. That is the way that this is supposed to work. Pop growth slows down as the game goes on. So, Wua Prime Station here. Arguably, we should be queuing up a habitation module here. And we do have the resources to do that right now. So we'll get that going just so that it's working on something. But our influence is definitely stretched thin here. There's no doubt about that one. So, I mean, we do have a lot of these that we need to continue to work on. And that's going to be continuing to eat up our influence for a good long time. We're slipping further negative in our Unity, I'm noticing, and I'm wondering why. Our edicts are just getting more expensive, I think. I mean, that does make sense. Do we need to be running farming subsidies? That's actually a valid question here. What happens if we get rid of the mining and farming subsidies? The rest of these I do want to be running. 192 and 723. Okay, we are positive, but I'm a little concerned about the minerals here. No doubt about that. Naval capacity is absolutely what we go for here. Naval cap plus 20. Let's go. Arguably, we should go for the starbase cap plus 1. Because that would get us 36 naval cap if we made that into an anchorage. Yeah, that is actually the better way to go. So we would go for this. It's even cheaper, too. Yeah, this is definitely the way to go, then. Okay, so we'll take that. That is fine. We've got objects queued up here. We're queued up here. That's good to go. So the next location that needs something is Ilix Prime. If we want to keep this building, we need to put in a habitation module here, right now. So we'll get that going. That is, of course, going to take almost... Actually, that will take a year. Exactly a year. 360 days is a year in Stellaris because every month has 30 days. In case you were unaware, that is the way that works. So the next one would be the Maskell Prime Station, and the Maskell Prime Station, we would need to put in a habitation module. We are 2 months away from getting a habitation module in there. So that is going to take some time. That is fine. Let's check in on our constructions of our citadels here. Okay, that's definitely making progress. We are 110 months away, or months, 110 weeks away from weeks. No, this isn't Victoria either. We are 110 days away, or we were before I started that very ill-informed time rant. Fantastic. So now we're 90 days away. Cool. That's absolutely great. What is this rivalry? Ikazuri and Multistellar declaring the Absorbers their rival? That's ambitious. Yeah, these guys? Do the Ikazuri and Multistellar even have a fleet? They're considered pathetic to us. I do not see a fleet in the Ikazuri and Multistellar. That doesn't mean they don't have it. There's a Yaston Union with a little bit of a fleet there. I mean, we really should declare on the Ikazuri and Multistellar. The question is, when would we? I mean, if I was in charge of the Federation, we already would have, to be clear. That is definitely a thing that would have happened. Unfortunately, these guys are in charge. And they probably will be for a while yet, right? Let's see. We know that these guys are going to have an election eventually. I found where it was before. But I don't remember where it is. Oh, it's probably in here. Current term ends in like 38 years. No, 28 years. Okay, that's a while yet. Not even, like 16 years. But even so, 16 years is a while. I would definitely like to go up to strongest. There's a small reason for that. We're the strongest. That would definitely be the way to go. Next time we get in charge, what is the current rotation? Is it random? It's rotation. So it's probably not going to be us for a good long time. Yeah, that's probably the case. Unless we can somehow get them to change the succession type. That wouldn't really be in their interest if we would be the next ones to take control, though. So I don't think they're going to do that. It probably doesn't matter, all things considered. We're about to finish up these Citadel upgrades, so that's absolutely wonderful. Let's get started on queuing up anchorages here. So there's all 6 anchorages. We want a naval logistics office. We want a target uplink computer. We want a defense grid supercomputer. And then in the last slot, we're probably just going to put in a disruption field generator, is the way that's going to work.
Upscaling complete.
Cool. We did just finish up this one. This one finished first. Awkward. Anchorages in all of these positions. Same thing here. Naval logistics office, defense grid supercomputer, target uplink computer, and in the last slot, I'm going to put in a disruption field generator. Actually, maybe a communications jammer, because that's that combat disengagement chance. And then we'll queue up a pair of ion cannons. Perfect. Now, this station is going to be done in 5 days. We did just finish up our defense platform damage. What is cheapest here? Armor hit points is good. Or kinetic weapon fire rate.
Upscaling complete.
Cool. So, the Yodbem A station, we need to get anchorages queued up in. There we go. And then Naval Logistics Office, and of course, Target Uplink Computer, Defense Grid Supercomputer, and we'll go for... I really think that combat disengagement chance is an interesting option to go for. The Bombala Starbase... Hang on a moment. Wait a second. Ion cannons... Something's wrong here. Specifically, we're missing... Oh, it's the Hunter Station. Never mind. It was just sorted oddly. Okay. Sure. That's fine. So we're going to get anchorages in here. Perfect. Naval Logistics Office. and a target uplink computer, and a defense grid supercomputer, and of course we're also going to slot in that communications jammer and a pair of ion cannons.
Upscaling complete.
Next up is going to be the Stellaris station. Okay, same thing here, just spam out the anchorages, naval logistics office, and then defensive buildings here, focused around defensive platforms. So target uplink computer and communications jammer. And then the pair of ion cannons. Perfect. So all of that should be good to go. The Hunter station is the one that's lacking the 2 ion cannons, and we need the communications jammer here. Cool. And then these stations here, they're going to be a little longer before they're done. But it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we are going to get all of these anchorages built up and ready to go. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Shadow Wolf, Andy Magar, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Soccerman12 UK, Kentogan, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.